Hey guys, Jason Christie here at Elite Series Pro. You know, one of my most favorite techniques ever is frog fishing, especially, you know, the buoy off hat crusher. I love the thing, and it's just something that I enjoy doing. You know, there's a lot of techniques out there that's fun, but this is a technique that's fun, and also you can catch really big ones. You can win tournaments doing it. There's been a lot of tournaments over the years throwing a frog, but there's little things that you can do to increase your odds, you know, as far as selecting mats and making your frog more productive to where the fish can see it. So, you know, we're going to do some things today. We're going to talk about some things. Hopefully they're doing one just blow up, so we can't talk too much longer. Hopefully you learn something and you can catch a few more fish. You know, whenever I'm fishing mats, gosh darn it, that was a cuss word. Whenever I'm fishing mats, every mat is not equal. It's not the same consistency. You know, even in this mat is a cigar. Even in this mat is different. You're gonna have places in the mat that are thinner. You're gonna have places that are thicker. And that's why whenever I'm frog fishing around mats, I'll have 2 or 3 frogs laid on the deck, and it's gonna be, you know, I'll have one frog that's got, you know, a little bit of weight, maybe no weight, and then one frog that's kind of that medium, and then like the frog I'm throwing now, this mat is pretty thick. It's really heavy. I mean, this frog probably weighs an ounce and a quarter. I mean, this is not one that you can fish in open water. It sinks like a rock. I mean, you drop it just straight to the bottom, but I want to create a disturbance in this mat. You can hear how much weight I have in there. It's probably 25 bb's. But I feel like that if you're fishing over these mats and you're not creating a disturbance, then they're not even going to know it's there. So I just, you know, I have 3 frogs laid here, and if I feel like the mat is getting lighter, you know, I'll pick up a lighter one. But the first thing I want to do is create a disturbance. I want those fish to know that frog is above them. And usually in these mats like this, especially, you know, of course, if you had a little small isolated mat, that's going to be the best. That's going to be hard to win a tournament out of over 3 or 4 days. So I try to find these little sweet spots in these big mats, and they're going to be exactly that. You're going to fish 50, 75 yards, 100 yards, and not even get a bite. And you might find an area the size of a boat where you get a blow up. And what I've noticed the past day or so is when you get a bite and you jerk and you turn that fish, that the mat around that fish kind of, you know, there's a lot of fish in one small area. So I cover a lot of water quickly until I get a bite or two, and I may slow down and really, you know, plug away. But on these kind of mats, they can be, I've seen them change day to day or hour to hour. They'll be on the edge. They might be way back in there. It's all based on, you know, what kind of grass they want, what kind of mat they want at the time. Whether, I think it's based on sun and where the bait's at. Now this is some of the funnest fishing that there is. Watching one blow up and you know, having to horse them out of that grass. There's just bait all in. I mean, I don't think I've seen a mat that hadn't just loaded up with bait. I like a mat. Right here you can see the sun really is making it where you can see. I like a mat like this that has a lot of different choices. You have, you know, they call it cheese. I don't know why, but you have kind of the lighter, which is the thicker cheese. You have kind of some not so thick and some really thick stuff, some open areas. You have a hard line. To me, this is a mat that looks really good. And it's a big area, so it's going to support more fish than just an isolated mat. But I'm looking, you have a hydrilla that's clean. I mean, you have everything that I think I would want in a mat right here. And it's just a matter of figuring out, you know, where the little key areas are and what they're going to use for today. I'm still amazed. I just get amazed how. See, I mark him right when I see one blow up. I got me a spot where I know right where he's at. I'll get up there, but it still amazes me how they can pick that bait up and blow through a mat and get it in their mouth. I mean, it just, and it's not like they're getting it in open areas. They're getting it, you know, through some of the thicker stuff. Just tells you how much of a predator instinct they have to be able to pick something up and eat it. See how I got, this is my 25 BB frog. I'm working, you know, the rod really low so I dig more. I want to lift, I want to push against that mat and make that fish see the frog. And you know, I hear a lot over the years that you count it, you know, when you get a bite, you count to 2 or you do this, that way you don't miss it. I don't do that. When I get a blow up, especially in a mat, when I get a blow up, I jerk, because one of 2 things is going to happen. One is you're going to have him and you're going to hook him, you're going to get him out, or 2, you're going to miss him. And if I miss him, then my frog is out. It's out of bounds, it's out, and the fish is still in that spot. If he blows up on it and he misses it and I keep working it, you know, then I'm gonna move him. He may, I don't know where he's at when I make the next cast. If I jerk and miss him, I know there's a blow up hole. I know he's right there in the same area. And then on the next cast, I may slow it down or speed it up and try to make him bite. There's somebody right now saying that's not the right thing to do. That's the way I do it, and that, you know, it works for me. I want him to stay in that same spot. It's just hardly ever that in mat fishing that they blow up and I keep working it and they bite it again. And I think they come out and you lose them. You lose where they're at. They really like the edges of these. There comes one. He's got it. So we're going to talk about this right here. So I got a 25 frog that's got 25 BBs in it, and I got to the open area, and I seen him waking, and I slowed it down. Well, I kind of forgot I had 25 BBs, and my frog went straight to the bottom, and you know, he picked it up. That's one of the bad things about putting that much weight, but you know, hardly ever do I stop it. I keep it going. He wasn't very big, I'll tell you that. I didn't want to catch him anyway. You know, when I'm fishing these, I'm always watching. I mean, just little keys, little things you'll see. Of course, you see a blow up, you know, everybody throws at that, but you'll just see, you know, you might see bait run, or you might just see the mat even lift. I'm always watching. And whenever you see it, whenever you see something like that, you have to, I mean, I think in a mat like this, you're going to have to be 18 inches from that fish to get in the bite. So whenever you see something, I mean, you really want to mark it and try to figure out, you don't want to lose it. You know, a lot of times I'll see something and I'll go, you know, I'll look away and I turn back and I'm like, well, where exactly was that? He's way back in there. One thing about that, he's not that big, but it's just fun because you got to get him out of all that junk. And see, that fish is a loner. Whenever he bit and I jerked, there was nothing else in the mat that moved, so it's not going to spend a lot of time here. That's how they were eating it this morning. I mean, he's seeing he's eating it right in the top of the head. He's seeing it, so I'm not going to, you know, I feel like I have the best color. Now I'm using a Booyah pad crasher, and what I like about it is it's soft. I think the hookup ratio is good, and you know, we have a lot of good colors in it. I find that 50-pound braid is the best. I've tried 60, 65, and I've tried lighter, and You know, the heavy stuff just doesn't throw good, and the lighter stuff I'm afraid I'm gonna break off. So 50, I use 50-pound sunline, and it casts good, and you know, I never remember breaking anything off. I use a Lose Team Light. I like a fast gear ratio Froggin because I feel like you got to catch up slack a lot, and of course my signature series rod, you know, that Falcon, it's 611. You know, I like a rod when I'm using braid that's stiff here, that has a little tip. You know, I can throw it a long ways. It kind of loads up. I don't want a broomstick using braid. I think the broomstick days are over, but you know, it's a setup that I use that's comfortable. I can throw it all day long. You know, and I can still get the big ones out of the mat. All right, as I said before, I try to keep 3 rods laid out, 3 different frogs, and I may have one frog that's got 1 or 2 for the open areas, the open holes. This frog here is kind of my moderate frog. It has 12 BBs in it, and that's for like the, you know, just the kind of medium thickness. This is the one I'm throwing today because the mats are really thick. This one actually has 25 in it. There's a lot of weight, and it's going to create it, and it's easy. These are just Daisy, you know, some kind of steel BB that you buy from Walmart. You just open the hook up like that, and right between those 2 hooks, and you just push it, and you drop it. And drop it. You just push it right in the hole right there, and it's easier to do it when the frog's wet. And then just turn your hook back around. The good thing that I like about BBs is it doesn't interfere with the hookup. I've tried glass rattles, which actually sound better, but they break, and you don't know when they break. I've tried the little metal rattles, and the steel ones just work. BBs work best because of that right there. So, you know, hopefully these little tips will help you get some more bites and make frog fishing a lot more fun. Yeah.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah. The Lose Tournament Pro G is all about performance. G is for new generation, where everything is lighter, faster, stronger. 6.2 ounces light, with a no-flex one-piece aluminum frame, 11 premium double-shielded stainless bearings, and external adjust speed casts and triple braking, plus a patent-pending speed keeper hook keeper that's built in, and speed dial line indicator to remind you of what line and weight you've spooled. It's all in the new Lose Tournament Pro G. You will feel the difference.